Well, hi and good morning. This is Pastor Matt Workman from Alta Bible Church, and this is our daily devotional for Friday, August the 28th, 2020. If you have a Bible, I encourage you to find it and turn to Psalm 58. While you're turning to Psalm 58, I want you to think about this. If you have a favorite psalm or a favorite verse in the Psalms, then there's probably a reason for that. So it might be the choices of a few particular words, or a special phrase, or maybe a promise, or something about the character of God that really warms your heart or encourages you. You find refuge in those verses, or you find safety there, you find help in those verses. Psalm 58 is different from one of those psalms, and we've addressed this before, and that is some of the psalms are not only hard to understand, but they're also they're not always the easiest of psalms to make your favorite. When you look at this psalm, Psalm 58, it seems for me, here's what I've been doing with this psalm. I look at the wording, and I look at the verses, and I try to break it up into parts. And what I do is I try to take a step back and kind of get the big idea of what David is saying. That way, when I get the big idea of it, I don't necessarily get wrapped up in the particular wording. What I'm doing is I'm trying to find out what is he getting at, and then, like almost every psalm that I could think of, there's always something about God's character in it. There's always something to learn, even in those difficult psalms, even in the psalms that aren't necessarily like Psalm 23. Okay, so let's read this together, and I think God has something good for us here. If you've got a Bible, let's look at Psalm 58. Do ye indeed speak righteousness, O congregation? Do ye judge uprightly, O ye sons of men? Yea, in heart ye work wickedness. Ye weigh the violence of your hands in the earth. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. Their poison is like the poison of a serpent. They are like the deaf adder that stoppeth her ear, which will not hearken to the voice of charmers, charming never so wisely. Break their teeth, O God, in their mouth. Break out the great teeth of the young lions, O Lord. Let them melt away as waters which run continually. When he bendeth his bow to shoot his arrows, let them be as cut in pieces. As a snail which melteth, let every one of them pass away. Like the untimely birth of a woman, that they may not see the sun. Before your pots can feel the thorns, he shall take them away as with a whirlwind, both living and in his wrath. The righteous shall rejoice when he seeth the vengeance. He shall wash his feet in the blood of the wicked, so that a man shall say, Verily, there is a reward for the righteous. Verily, he is a God that judgeth in the earth. Now, if you're not familiar with this psalm, or maybe you haven't read it in a long time, you can see what I'm talking about. It's not hey, this is a great phrase, put this on a bumper sticker. There are some difficult phrases in here. But I think you can get a tone. So let's highlight some of the verses so you can get a tone of the psalm. So he's questioning the work and the judgments of the hearts of men. So this could be those who are chasing after David. This could be leaders. This could be people in positions of authority or power. Or this could be just the average Joe. I think for all of us, we need to understand the sinful condition of men. We can't measure it. We can't fully explain it. But we also, at the same time, we do need to recognize it. That we are a people, and we live in a world that is full of sin. Because it's full of us. We are a sinful people. So what I mean by that is, look at verse number 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb. They go astray as soon as they be born, speaking lies. When I read that verse, I think about a verse like we read in the New Testament in Romans chapter 3. In Romans 3 verse 10 it says, As it is written, there's none righteous, no, not one. Now see, that verse and this verse, they line up. They're basically saying the same thing, and that is we're all sinners. We're wicked. We're a sinful people. But this prayer, this psalm, is not just recognizing the sinfulness of man. It is at the same time, he's asking God to take away the powerful results or the working results of the sinfulness in their heart. So what I mean is, for example, verse number 6, he wants to take the teeth that are in the lion and break them out of their mouth. He wants to take the bows and arrows and break those into pieces. He wants them to melt away like a snail. And what an interesting phrase. If you've ever seen a slug or a snail and that slimy sludge that it leaves behind, it looks as if it's melting. Or the untimely birth of a woman. Now, this is a strikingly powerful phrase speaking about a child that is not able to live past birth. And the purpose of that is, Lord, I want you to undo. I want you to prevent. I want you to wipe away the evilness, the wickedness of these people. I want you to undo it. I want you to take away the power of their wickedness, taking out their teeth, breaking their bows. Lord, if it be possible, can you make it as so or as if they had never been born? I mean, again, I tried to warn you, this is a tough one. It is a tough one. And David is saying, look, and this is what I think he's getting at. There is wicked judgments. There are wicked works, first performed in the heart. Which we look at that, if we're not careful, we're easily saying, oh yeah, wicked people, wicked others, right? Wicked people over there. But are we looking at a portrait? Or are we looking into a mirror? And I think it's good for us to be reminded today that we have to be very thankful that it's not by works of righteousness which we have done, but it's by his mercy that he saved us. This psalm concludes with reminding us that there is a God who loves righteousness, and he judges righteously. There are times in our lives when we're thinking to ourselves, how could God allow this to happen? And there is no way that I could completely answer that question in a 5-minute video. I would never want to try to do that. But as you begin to kind of chip away at that, would you lay a little bit of a foundation? Just put in a stone or a block, a foundation. When you try to answer a question about how could, remember, there is a God who judges righteously. Wow, when I finish this psalm and I think about it, my heart is stirred to be thankful for the righteousness of Jesus Christ. I have a Savior. I have a Savior. His name is Jesus, sinless Son of God, who gave his life for me. I'm so thankful that now, when God looks at me, he sees me through the righteousness of his Son. And now, I am not only forgiven, I am set free, and my heart is changed to love, to serve the one who has saved me, and I am thankful for that. And anybody who knows me is also thankful for that. If you know Christ today, you've got a lot to be thankful for. I hope that this psalm, although difficult, will be a help and a blessing to you today. Thank you for watching. God bless you. Have a